Welcome to the show. I must say that I'm so excited to have you, on the platform today. We've been planning this discussion for quite some time now, hoping that it's going to be a reality. And now today it's been a reality. And I must say that I've been following your activities for some time now, right? And I love everything you do. Very innovative. It isn't just about trying to do something, but wanting to do something that is impactful, right? Impacting household and how we assess energy security. So I'm trusting that quite a number of people will be listening to us today, wanting to um, understand what we have for discussion today, right? So basically, I'll just brief you about what we'll be having uh, today. So for people that are listening to us, they can follow us, right? So today's discussion is going to be about that's the main topic: agricultural waste. Transforming agricultural waste, utilizing it, leveraging it for Nigeria's sustainable energy security. So we are trying to look at the practicality of it, the opportunities and the challenges, right? So this event is live and being recorded. For um, those that are not able to join us, you can always listen to it after this session. So it's going to be basically an event of an hour, right? And um, we are going to the conversation obviously is going to be more like a dialogue question and answer session. We are going to have brief event brief introduction of guests, 1 minute speech from the guest, then we do the back and forth of what exactly we are here today. If there's any audience participation, we are going to entertain that. And, we have our closing remarks, quick summary, and, vote of thanks and end of discussion. So just to quickly brief you about what today's event is, Nigeria and, around in Africa and around the world, we are having issue of energy insecurity, and also even when we are using fuel to generate energy, we are having this sort of environmental concern, talking about global warming, which is also pushing climate change. And we've seen that with our farming system, the weather and all that. So we are trying to think about a more sustainable approach to energy generation and supply to household, right? And so basically, this is what the event is up today. And we for Nigeria, what we use to generate our gas, we have the associated form and the non-associated form, the one that is generated from oil itself during the fractional distillation, and the one that is generated that is exploited directly. That's the LPG, right, from the natural gas reserve. But unfortunately, despite having, you huge reserve, we've not been able to exploit it to bridge our needs for one reason or the other, right? And this, uh, in conjunction with what we are seeing in the energy market, oil price spiraling, you're having this sort of scarcity that is pushing prices and is not making energy affordable. So here we are having this sort of alternative, biogas. Unfortunately, we are having tons of waste in the world. In fact, the developing world, Africa, Nigeria has one of the highest food waste in the world. I'm sure Tara knows this, right? And if we can leverage this to supply energy to household, is a win-win, win-win for the environment and another win, for household institution, to get the required energy needs. So basically today, we have someone that is doing that, someone that is not only doing that, is doing that innovatively. Her name is Thara Aisha um, Atta. She's the founder and CEO of Trashformas, taking agricultural waste, turning them into biogas, clean energy for household use, not only household, but also institutions, right? If I'm right, if I'm wrong, you could correct me, for universities, for hospitals, that have different energy needs. So this would be my brief introduction. So I'm going to just leave the floor, for Tara to just briefly address us, of your expectation for today's discussion, and just give us a few interesting things to know. Thank you. Are you there, Tara? Are you there with me, Tara?
I'm back. Apologies. I don't know why my phone literally me out of the app. It,
Oh, sorry for that. Oh, sorry for that. So, if you hello, hello, are you there? Hello.
I guess that's telling from how I'm going in and out of the life. But it's stable for now,
All
though.
right. So, I just finished my presentation. So, I told the audience that the next step is for you to introduce. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, am I audible? Okay. Am I audible now? Hello, can you still hear me? We have to wait for her to get her connection right, and please just exercise a bit of patience because she's having some network challenges, right? Thank you.
Mr. Tohib, this is looking very unsettling. I keep getting. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you quite clearly. I believe the reception issue is on my end. I've been experiencing poor network reception for days now on in this region,
Okay.
this
Okay.
area here. So
All right. So, I what I was saying before, if you're not able to catch with me, I did a brief introduction about the event, and was your turn for you to briefly introduce yourself, what you do, and your expectation of the event for today. So, if you can do that, I would love that. Briefly, you can go ahead now, please.
all right, thank you very much. My name is Thara Atta. I am the founder of Trashformas. This is a waste energy and circular economy startup company that's focusing on commercializing biogas as a cost-effective alternative cooking fuel. In simpler English, we are converting waste into cooking gas. Um, I'm a professional with a decade experience spanning across various industries.
Unfortunately, we lost her again, and she would get back. I think it's just
I'm back now.
yeah. Go ahead, please.
So I started out my career promoting eco-friendly solutions, and now I'm here as a social entrepreneur promoting circular economy in emerging economies. So yeah, I would say my expectation from this is to leave our guests mostly educated about what options there are for clean energy. Mostly because I personally believe that clean cooking is not a privilege, so it shouldn't be treated as such. And this is something that when more people understand, there would be more demand, which is one of the things that will drive the scalability of the solution. So my aim is to educate more people on what it is, the potential for biogas, excuse me, as a clean cooking alternative.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Tara. Obviously, that's one of the things that we are trying to achieve today. The education part of it. Um, inform the audience, about a good alternative biogas seed. So I'll just quickly go on to the first question of the day. First of all, I want to thank you for coming on to the show again. Before we go on, I like to quickly hear from you your thoughts on the prospect of energy, biogas from agricultural waste in Nigeria and Africa. The global biogas market is currently valued at over $100 billion, and in 2013, it was $65 billion, right? And it's projected to reach and or rise above $200 billion by 2040. That's such a huge growth. So Africa's biogas is also seeing a steady growth. Having nearly 120,000 plants, and Nigeria represents about 39% of that big Africa's biogas market. So, however, the African biogas market constitutes just 2%, despite how huge that we see that it is, constitutes just 2% of global biogas market, and even as 500 to 700 big plants. When continents like Europe, Asia, North and South America, they have thousands of big plants. So with these statistics that I've laid out, I'd like to ask you um, we have, what you think, where we are with biogas, the prospect of all this. I'd like to ask you, do you think we are ready for the biogas transformation as a country, as a continent? What do you think?
Okay, so I believe I caught most of the question, even though it got slightly disconnected for a couple of seconds. I'm sure you're asking if I believe the market is ready for biogas as a product.
Yeah, the prospects based on what we are seeing the market. Yeah, you can go ahead, please.
Okay, so I'll just jump into responding because there's a lot of interference. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Go ahead, please. I'm with you.
Because your screen is frozen. I just wanted to confirm. So, to respond to your question, yes, I believe that this is a timely period for promoting clean cooking gas, mostly because in the last 2, 3 years, the government has done a lot of sensitization and awareness creation around natural gas. Although I would also highlight the slight significant difference between CNG and CBG. CNG being compressed natural gas and compressed biogas, which is what we are pushing.
Are you there? Hello? Hello, if you are here with us, we are still waiting for her to get back, and so we can continue with the event. She's having quite a network challenge, and quite understanding of what it can be. So we hope that she joins us soon. Breaks up. Hello, are you there?
Okay,
Hello.
so in conclusion to the question you asked about um, the potential for biogas now and the market readiness, yes, the market is ready. We're leveraging off what the government has been doing in the past 2 to 3 years, educating and creating awareness around clean cooking gas. Well, though the use case is different, the government has been promoting clean gas as a vehicular alternative, but it's same difference for us because there's still a promotions for gas as a fuel source. Case for vehicular use, and in our case for the purpose of cooking.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Tara. That's a good one. Just to quickly mention, I can understand the network connectivity. It's so unfortunate, but we'll keep continuing with this conversation. But I just want you, in case if you haven't done that, I could help with this conversation. Should you be connecting to this discussion via your laptop, you might want to switch to your phone. We can wait for that. Or if you can check if
Yep.
your YouTube app
Okay.
is not updated, right? So if you update it, sometimes the this connectivity issue happens when the app is not updated because there are some bugs in that and might be causing all this. Is it? Are we having all that in place? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll just move on to the next question. Then, thank you so much for helping us with the prospects of biogas in Nigeria, in Africa, whether we are ready or not. And you said that we are indeed ready. So, this my next question is just going to be about you and Trashformers. Let's talk about Trashformers for a moment. This is what we should have started with. The name Trashformers is absolutely brilliant. When you look at transform, it means to change the nature of something. So you are transforming waste, and which informally known as trash. Then transformers then means to transform trash, not the name transformers. To transform trash not only makes sense and it's easy to interpret, but not only easy, it also resonates, right? So I found that as for this as well, much thought also goes into your mission, right? It is grounded in reality of pain points and challenge of biogas, wanting to solve distribution and affordability problems. So I like to ask you why you decided to found Transformers. What is the drive behind it and that keeps you going amidst the daunting challenges? I do know there are challenges, but let's leave that aside for now. What is the rationale behind Transformers?
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I was saying, if you would allow me take you back a bit to how we came about the name Trashform. Excuse me. In 2023, I was opportuned to be on a reality TV show, which is where we raised our grant funding to promote the project, move it demonstration. Appropriately. And these were the people who helped us rename our company. So from High Color Sustainable Solutions Limited, we became Trashformers. Um, and then move forward to my motivation. As I mentioned, I started out my career in eco-friendly, promoting eco-friendly solutions. So I would say my internal drive is the concern for the ecosystem and any that highlighted a saying or a quote that waste is not waste until we waste it. So it gave me this spark of idea that waste is a resource. And then I started to research. Then I was motivated to write a research paper. And 4 or 5 years down the line now, we have a business that sprung up from all of those fragmented motivations. So I won't say it's one thing that motivates us, but it's a compilation of things that I have come to identify along this journey that motivates or continues to motivate building transformers.
Hello, I want to know if you can hear me. Okay, thank you so much for helping us to have a deep dive into the uh, rationale that drove the conceptualization of Trashformas, and we'll move on to the next question, and it is going to be about biogas. A lot of people, they have different understanding of biogas, and and when we look at biogas itself, that is the main derivation of digested agricultural waste, which is said uh, to supply clean energy. But the understanding of clean energy is debated. Some say it contains CO2, talking about biogas, and that the way agricultural waste is processed for biogas impacts the environment. So I think that there's a need for education and clarification on what
Mhm.
biogas is, what constitutes the agricultural waste and how it is processed. Could you, help with this to enlighten the audience?
Yes, it would be my pleasure to do so. So, first, the people that have their reservations about the composition of CO2 or the CO2 containing um, in biogas are accurate. But I would say two things for clarity purposes because this is a technical, um, let me say, limitation, and it's not the fault of people. First, there is a lot of emphasis on CO2 as a greenhouse gas, and then it begs the question, what about other greenhouse gases and their effect on the environment, on the atmosphere, on the ozone layer? And it causes for a lot of people to imagine how much damage CO2 is causing to the atmosphere because of how much emphasis is given to it. However, CH4, which is methane or biomethane in this case, as it's a derivative or it's derived rather from biodegradable material, is anything between 28 to 81 times more dangerous than any other greenhouse gas. So, in a way, CO2 is a lesser evil when you consider CH4, and we're converting or recovering CH4 from the environment, even though there is